Yeah, but everyone has these traumas.
Pero todos tienen estos traumas.
Why does that stop you from living in joy and peace and
¿Por
innocence?
qué eso te impide vivir en inocencia, en dicha y en paz?
Why?
¿Por qué?
The consciousness is there.
La conciencia está allí.
The trauma is just the
El
separation.
trauma es solo la separación.
And every human in this room has that.
Y cada ser humano en esta sala ha tenido eso.
And that's what you're here to
Y
heal.
justamente estás aquí para sanarlo.
You know, it's a normal
Es
experience.
una experiencia normal esa.
You know, my mother gave me away.
Mi mamá directamente me dio.
Huh? Her mother used to beat the shit out of
La
her.
mamá de ella la mataba a palos.
You know, everyone has a story.
Todos tienen su historia.
Some had parents abusing them.
Algunos tuvieron padres abusando de ellos.
Everyone has horrible stories.
Todos tienen sus historias horribles.
Some are bad,
Algunos son malas.
some are más o
Otros
menos,
son más o menos.
but everyone has a story.
Pero todos tienen su historia.
But the joy, the peace, the
Pero la
love,
dicha, la paz y el amor,
it's in us.
eso está
It's
dentro.
got nothing to do with our
Y
story.
no tiene que ver con nuestra historia.
You know, I was thinking about that today.
Estaba hoy pensando en eso.
When I went for my run,
Cuando salí a correr.
and we have to get through the victim
Tenemos que pasar a través de la víctima
to really know self.
para realmente conocernos a nosotros mismos.
Because self-discovery
Porque el autodescubrimiento
is quite a long path.
es un camino largo.
It's a pleasurable path.
Es un camino que es
It's full of
placentero.
discovery
Y lleno de descubrimientos
all the time.
todo el tiempo.
But in order to refine yourself,
Pero para poder realmente refinarte,
to sculpture yourself into the most magnificent presentation of you,
esculpirte a la más magnífica presentación de ti misma,
you have to remove the
tienes
victim.
que remover a la víctima.
And that is what the system's for.
Y para eso es el sistema.
The system
El sistema
is like sticks of
son como
dynamite
cartuchos de
that
dinamita
destroy the memory of the
que
victim.
simplemente van destruyendo la memoria de la víctima.
That's why everyone says, oh, it's
Es
fast.
por eso que todos dicen es rápido.
It is fast.
Claro que
It's
es rápido.
extremely
Es
fast.
extremadamente rápido.
But once the victim starts to
Pero
leave,
una vez que se empieza a ir la víctima,
we can have a clear vision of self.
ahí podemos tener una visión clara sobre nosotros
And that's when we
mismos.
start to
Y es
see
ahí cuando empezamos a
the
ver
extraordinary
la
perfection
perfección tan
of
extraordinaria
and uniqueness
y la singularidad
of each
de
person.
cada persona.
That's when you really start to
Es
love
ahí cuando
yourself
realmente empieza a amarse
and
a sí
really
mismo.
treasure
Y de verdad eso,
your own beauty,
su propia
your own
belleza,
power,
su propio
your own
poder,
talent,
su propio
your
talento,
capacity to
su
give,
capacidad para dar,
your endurance,
como el enduro de la cosa,
your endurance,
la
how you've gone,
resiliencia,
how you've gone through
el
everything,
cómo has logrado atravesar absolutamente
your resilience.
tu resiliencia.
And it's a poetry, that
Es
resilience.
una poesía esa resiliencia.
It's a poetry, that
Esa
resilience.
resiliencia es una poesía realmente.
You understand? It's not
Se
something
entiende,
to
no es una
suffer.
cosa que es para padecer,
It's something beautiful.
sino que es algo hermoso.
And it's based in
Y
duality.
está basado en esa dualidad.
And that's the beauty of it.
Y esa es la belleza que tiene.
But if you're still suffering
Pero
that,
si sigues sufriendo eso,
you need to go much
tú
deeper,
necesitas ir mucho más profundo,
much deeper,
mucho más profundo,
for longer periods of
por
time,
periodos de tiempo más
and
largos
to
aún,
let that all go.
para poder dejar ir todo eso.
Because it's just another aspect of the
Porque
separation.
simplemente es otro aspecto de la separación.
And we all have a story.
Y todos tenemos una historia.
It's how we deal with the
El
story
tema es cómo nos manejamos con esa historia
and how we write the next chapter.
y cómo escribimos el capítulo siguiente.
That's what defines us.
Eso es lo que nos define.
The next chapter,
El próximo capítulo,
not the old story.
no la vieja historia.
That gives us the
Eso
base.
nos da solo la base
And we have to go beyond that.
y tenemos que ir mucho más allá de eso.
So it's very important
Así que es súper importante
to not be dense.
no ser denso con eso.
You know, it's like she was saying in the
Es como
song.
ella decía en la canción.
If I was more
Si
gentle,
yo hubiera sido más gentil,
if I was less
si hubiera
demanding,
sido menos demandante,
if I was more
si hubiera
present,
estado más presente,
if I was more of all those
si hubiera
things,
sido más de esas cosas,
you wouldn't have suffered.
no hubiera sufrido.
But we're so exigente with
Pero somos tan
ourselves,
exigentes con nosotros mismos
we never even nurture our own child.
que jamás ni siquiera nutrimos nuestra propia
And then we give
vida.
birth to more
Y encima
children
después parimos más niños
and we torture them as
y
well.
los torturamos a ellos también.
So now we're coming into a new moment.
Entonces ahora estamos en un nuevo momento.
Parents with
Padres
consciousness.
con conciencia.
Giving to the children.
Dándoles a los niños.
Nurturing what's important.
Nutriendo aquello que es realmente
And that's their
importante.
inner
Y
authenticity.
eso es su autenticidad interna.
That's what's important to nurture in the
Eso es lo
children.
más importante para nutrir a los niños.
And it's like you said,
Es como dijiste.
they play,
Ellos juegan,
they fight,
pelean,
they laugh,
se ríen,
they cry,
lloran,
but they're always coming back to this moment of
pero
perfection
siempre vuelven a este momento de
because they're
perfección.
without judgment.
Porque no tienen juicios.
And it's the judgment that kills
Y
us.
justamente el juicio es lo que nos mata.
It makes us robotic.
Que nos torna robóticos.
It makes us
Y
change.
nos hace cambiar.
It makes us define ourselves by our outside world.
Y nos hace definirnos de acuerdo al mundo externo.
What I achieved,
Aquello que
what I
logro,
did.
aquello que hice.
I can't even remember what I achieved and did.
Yo ni me acuerdo de lo que logré e hice.
I can't even
No me
remember.
acuerdo.
You know, I go somewhere
Voy a algún lugar
and Annie
y
says,
Annie dice,
you know she's a Pan-American champion.
saben que es una campeona panamericana, ¿no?
And I'm like,
Y yo
I forgot.
me había olvidado
I'm
de
like,
eso.
that's not important.
No es importante.
But she's like a proud mother,
Pero
no?
ella es como una madre orgullosa.
And it's true.
Y es verdad.
You can't define yourself by your outward successes.
Uno no se puede definir a sí mismo de acuerdo a los éxitos externos.
Because there's always a new
Porque
moment,
siempre hay un momento
a new chapter,
un capítulo
a new
nuevo,
book,
un libro nuevo,
a new movie.
una película
There's
nueva.
always a new something.
Siempre hay algo nuevo.
And everything in the past
Todo lo del pasado
was just a stepping stone.
simplemente era una piedra, un escalón más.
I remember that.
Recuerda
So
eso.
this, yeah,
Así que esto, sí,
sure.
claro.
Everyone has that
Todos tienen
story.
esas historias.
If you did the 6 months, you'd see that.
Pero si hicieras los 6 meses, podrías ver eso.
Because I see still those lugares of resistance, those places of resistance, of a no. And behind that no, there is a lot of rejection towards myself. And in between the song and what you just said, it's much more clear.
You know, you've just got to stop.
Tienes que parar tú.
You love your victim.
A ti te encanta tu víctima.
You need to just,
Tienes que-
good ciao.
Dile
Ciao
ciao.
bella, ciao bella, ciao, 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 ciao. Así,
Así.
próximo.
Next.
You know, you have to do it like
No
that.
tienes que hacer así.
And just be light.
Y ser más liviana.
There's nothing to reject.
Porque en realidad no hay nada que rechazar.
Nothing.
Nada que
What could
rechazar.
possibly be wrong?
¿Qué posiblemente puede estar mal?
Nothing.
Nada.
Just this.
Solo la
And your
cabeza
focus.
y tu foco.
Hmm?
¿Sí?
Quería saber
I want to know,
qué es la dispersión.
what is the dispersion,
Me disperso.
to not be focused. I am all around during a meeting, in a darshan, I start flying around.
Porque te estoy escuchando súper
And I'm listening to you, it's very interesting.
interesante, y por ahí mi cabeza,
And then my head leaves
cualquier pavada,
and goes to whatever silly thing, and then I see and I come back.
y me pierdo.
And I get lost. I lost that part.
Yeah, because it's resistance.
Esas son las resistencias.
You know, these Darshans are strong.
Estos darshans son fuertes.
It sounds like I'm just doing a little talk.
Parecería que yo estoy haciendo una inocente charlita acá.
And everyone's
Y todos
laughing
se ríen.
because I keep things light, no?
Porque yo mantengo las cosas bien livianas.
But the energy
Pero la energía
is so
presente
strong
está tan
because
fuerte
I'm holding this room.
porque estoy sosteniendo la sala entera.
And you go,
Y entonces tú ahí te escapas de eso.
so you just have to keep coming back.
Necesitas seguir retornando.
That's all.
Eso es todo.
It's not what I'm saying,
Porque no tiene que ver con lo que estoy diciendo,
it's what I'm being.
sino con lo que estoy diciendo.
And that's what you need to absorb.
Y eso es lo que necesitas absorber.
The beingness,
El ser.
the darshan.
El ser, el
The
darshan.
darshan's the
El
energy.
darshan es la energía.
It's not the words,
No son las palabras.
it's the
Es
energy.
la energía.
Good?
Qué buena.
I am nervous asking you this question. So I'm going to tell you. One of the main catalysts for me signing up for 6 weeks was an asshole, a real asshole moment in my life, where I wasn't there for my wife when she needed me most. She'd had surgery and I took off. Like after she was home and rehabbing, you know, she had a surgery. And the irony is I went with my students to a 5-day mindfulness retreat where I was the chaperone. And so I signed up for the 6 weeks. So how does one hold space for remorse and deep regret and create space for that, for moments like that in their life, using the system?
You just have to let it go
Solo tienes que dejar ir eso
and tell her
y decirle a ella
how you feel.
cómo te sientes de verdad con eso.
That's all you can do.
Porque es lo único que puedes
And not
hacer.
repeat those
Y no
behaviors.
repetir ese comportamiento.
You know, obviously you have fear.
Obviamente tenías miedo.
You have a fear of
Tú
intimacy,
tienes el miedo a la intimidad.
or where you have to give.
O cuando tienes que dar.
I don't know.
No sé.
You have to go in and find that
Tú tienes que ir
place.
dentro de ti y encontrar ese espacio en ti.
But yes,
Pero sí,
obviously your wife wanted you there,
obviamente tu esposa te quería ahí.
and you need to see that
Y
place
necesitas ver ese lugar en ti.
where you're not giving,
en el que no estás dando.
or where you're escaping.
O donde te estás escapando.
Because you don't strike me as a person that's selfish.
Porque no me pareces una persona egoísta.
You strike me as a person that has fear.
Pero sí me pareces una persona que tiene miedo.
And that's what you have to go in and heal.
Y es eso lo que tienes que ir adentro y sanar.
Yeah? It's all about your mother.
Todo tiene que ver con tu mamá.
Yeah, of course.
Es lo que ella dijo, sí.
Mummy, mummy, mummy.
Mamá, mamá, mamá.
Toda mi infancia,
All my
tuve una
childhood,
infancia increíble.
I had an incredible childhood.
Fui muy feliz hasta que me casé.
I was very happy till I got married.
Ahora, ¿cómo hago para desprenderme del
How
pasado?
can I do to let go from the past?
Esa es su pregunta.
That's the only thing the system's for.
Y para eso es para la única cosa que sirve el sistema.
And you've got to see this romantic idea
Y tienes que ver esta idea romántica
of how perfect everything was before this moment.
de cuán perfecto todo era antes de ese momento.
Because it's not true.
Porque en realidad no es
That's
verdad.
how humans
Es así como los seres humanos
cultivate regret.
cultivan los resentimientos.
I was perfect
El
up until
arrepentimiento.
here,
Fui perfecta hasta aquí.
and then everything
Y
changed,
después todo cambió.
and it's your fault.
Y es culpa tuya.
But it's not true.
Pero no es verdad eso.
Everything wasn't perfect
Todo no era perfecto
on a
antes.
human
En la
perception.
percepción humana.
On a God perception, it was
En la
perfect.
percepción divina sí era perfecto.
But I'm sure there's lots of traumas, lots of dramas, lots of things that transpired
Y cosas que sucedieron
before that moment.
antes de ese momento.
And you have to go back and heal
Y
it
tienes que ir a ese punto y sanar.
because the initial
Porque la
separation
separación
did not
inicial
start when you got married.
No comenzó cuando te casaste.
It started long
Comenzó
before.
mucho antes.
So you need to let that
Así
go,
que tienes que soltar eso,
that idea,
esa idea,
that belief system,
ese sistema de
and
creencias.
start afresh
Y
now.
comenzar a nuevo ahora.
You know, start healing,
Comienza a sanar.
focusing in the moment, letting go of resentments and
A soltar el
regrets,
resentimiento y el
and going
arrepentimiento.
much deeper
E ir mucho más profundo
to find the
para poder
answers
encontrar esas
because they're
respuestas.
much deeper.
Porque son muchísimas más profundas que eso.
You know, people don't create
Las
separation at
personas no
20.
crean la separación a los 20.
It happens around 4
Sucede alrededor de los 4
or 3.
o 3.
Mi pregunta
My question
es la siguiente.
is,
Cuando estoy unificando
when I'm unifying
y voy muy profundo,
and I go very, very deep,
a veces me toca que estoy bloqueada
sometimes it's as if I'm blocked.
y trato de,
And I
de ir
try
más
to
profundo
go
y siento
deeper,
así como
and I feel
que se
like
cierra la puerta.
as if a door is shut.
Y trato y trato
And I try,
de
try,
ir
try
más
of
profundo,
going deeper, and I cannot.
no sé qué hacer,
And I don't know
no sé
what to do in that
¿por qué
case.
me pasa esto?
What can you tell me why
¿Cómo
that
puedo ir
happens?
más profundo?
And
No
how can
quiero.
I get deeper? I want,
Incluso en lo-
and
en lo
even
físico,
when
no
I
duermo.
unify, I don't sleep.
Estoy
I am
profundo
just very
y voy,
deep
pero de repente
present, but I cannot pass.
You know, I think first you have to let go of the
Me
expectation
parece que primero tienes que soltar la
because you
expectativa.
have an idea of how deeper looks.
Porque tú tienes una idea de cómo se ve el estar profundo.
And consciousness
Y
leaps.
la conciencia da saltos.
It doesn't just
No
gradually
simplemente
do this.
gradualmente va haciendo eso.
Sometimes it hits a point
A veces llega a un punto
And then
Y después
it jumps.
da un salto.
And that's when you go deeper.
Y es ahí cuando uno accede a algo más profundo.
But it doesn't mean there's something
Pero
wrong.
no quiere decir que haya algo que está
Just
haciendo
enjoy
mal.
where you are
Solo
now.
disfruta el lugar donde estás ahora.
You know, this is not something to force.
Eso no es algo que tengas que forzar.
It's something to surrender
Es algo para entregarse
and to allow.
y permitir.
And you have to remember how new you
Y
are.
tienes que recordar también lo nuevo que eres.
And
y
how
lo
fast
sencillo,
you're
lo
going.
rápido que estás yendo.
You know, you have to appreciate
Tienes que apreciar más eso.
and see that.
Y ver eso
This
también.
race to get to who
Esta
knows
carrera
where,
para llegar a quién sabe dónde.
back to yourself.
De vuelta a ti.
Do it with love.
No, hazlo con amor.
Be gentle.
Sé gentil.
And it's good that you
Y
unify.
es buenísimo que estés unificando.
But, you know, don't have an
Pero no
expectation.
tengas expectativas.
No, you're knocking on the door.
Estás golpeando la puerta.
It will open when it's
Se
ready.
va a abrir cuando esté lista para abrirse.
Hmm?
Te quería preguntar.
I want to ask why
Tengo 3 hijos.
I have 3 children.
De verdad siento que lo he soltado mucho.
Really, I feel I let go of them a lot.
Pero hoy día me doy cuenta
But
que
today I
ese
can
cordón
see
umbilical
that I don't know if the umbilical cord it cuts completely or not, because always there is still something there.
eso.
Ya está.
Well, I don't think it's got anything to do with the umbilical
En
cord.
realidad no creo que tenga que ver con el cordón
It's
umbilical.
just simply called
Se
attachment.
llama apego nomás.
It's just a way to justify.
Es una forma de justificar.
You know, sure, you love your kids.
Claro que amas a tus hijos.
But loving them and letting go of them are they're
Pero
not separate
amarlos
things.
y soltarlos no son dos cosas que estén
We
separadas.
confuse letting go with abandonment,
Porque confundimos el soltarlos con el abandono.
and it's not.
Y no es
It's
eso.
about letting go of the
Se
fear,
trata de soltar el miedo que tiene uno. con
and it's
eso.
progressive.
Y eso va siendo
You
progresivo.
know, bit by bit you let
Poquito a
go.
poquito vas soltando.
You're not controlling
No
them.
los vas controlando.
You're allowing them to have their own
Estás
lives.
permitiendo que tengan su propia vida.
You're there for them,
Vas a estar allí para ellos.
unconditionally, but you're not
Incondicionalmente.
controlling them.
Pero no controlándolos.
And it's a process.
Es un proceso.
It's energetic.
Porque es una cuestión energética.
It's
de
not
soltar.
physical.
No es físico.
It's not where they are
No,
physically.
no tiene que ver con dónde estén físicamente.
It's letting go
Es
energetically.
soltar energéticamente de ellos.
Good.
Gracias.
Yo también.
Mom issue.
A ver, yo creo que mi hijo es una oportunidad de crecimiento.
I think my son is a great growth opportunity for me, especially now.
Y si hay alguien para
And
quien
if there
quiero
is
hacer las cosas
somebody
con
for
él,
one I want to be impeccable for is
tiene que ver con su
when it has to
comunicación.
do with my relationship with him.
¿Cómo
So,
empujarlo a su grandeza?
how to push him and his greatness and reflect what I see or where he's limiting himself.
Y a la vez,
And at the
no
same
invadir
time, not be invading him and allowing him
lo que-
to experience whatever he has to experience.
You know, you sound like a guru.
Tú suenas a lo gurú.
How do I push him through his limitations and make him find his greatness? And like you're completely self-realized, and here I am, the Son of God,
El Hijo de
I
Dios
must
tiene
shine.
que brillar en la tierra.
No, work on yourself.
Trabaja, enfócate y trabaja sobre ti.
Yeah, I'll focus on him.
Yo me voy a enfocar en ti.
Yeah. You know, you have to remember something about him.
Tienes que recordar algo. saber algo
He's a
sobre
rebel.
él. Él es un rebelde.
He's a dense rebel,
Es un rebelde denso,
but he's also very
pero
intelligent.
también sumamente inteligente.
And he has a great base,
Y tiene una base, unos cimientos fantásticos.
a great base that you
una
give
gran
him,
base que tú le entregaste.
and he'll be
Y
perfect.
va a ser perfecto.
He'll work it out for
Y
himself.
él va a encontrar la forma por él mismo.
And in this moment, he's a little bit stubborn,
Y en este momento está un poco testarudo.
but he's stubborn because of
Está
you,
testarudo por ti.
because you're so
Porque
annoying,
tú eres tan molesta
you're
encima
so
de
on
él,
top of him.
tan encima,
He doesn't want that.
que no quiere eso él.
He knows,
Él sabe.
and he'll do it when he's
Y lo va a
ready.
hacer cuando él esté listo.
You know, you can say come,
Puedes decir vení,
but then let him
pero
go,
después soltalo, por favor.
because he's really
Porque
enjoying
realmente él está disfrutando
going against you.
el ir en contra tuyo. Obvio. Obvio. ¿O no?
Yeah, qué vergüenza. He's great.
Él es fantástico.
Don't worry about
Ni te
it.
preocupes por
No,
él.
he's a little bit into his poeticness
Está en su fase poética.
and suffering.
Sufriendo eso.
Because he thinks it makes him more
Porque
sexy.
piensa que eso lo transforma más sexy.
But he'll grow out of that too.
Pero también eso va a pasar en algún momento.
I have been expressing and I could see that all my life, how I lived out of my body, and all the situations, the hard situations I had, I will be living them. And now I'm like touching those places from another space in my body, and I feel very weird, and I get scared, and I don't know what to do.
Es hora de hacerlo, ¿no?
You can't be out forever,
No puedes estar todo el tiempo fuera.
and you can't create more stuff.
Y no puedes crear más cosas.
You have to heal now.
Tienes que sanarte ahora.
You've always been standing on the edge of healing.
Siempre te has estado parando como en el borde del sanar.
And then you look for
Y
someone
después vas y encuentras a alguien
to save you.
para que te salve.
Or
te
worse,
saque
for
de ahí.
you to save.
O peor, alguien para salvar y te alejas de él.
And you've always been here.
Y siempre es como que estás ahí parado.
You've never committed.
Sí, nunca comprometerte.
And it's time to commit.
Y es hora de comprometerte.
You know, your parents are really
Tus
old.
padres ya están muy grandes.
You lost a lot of the people close to you.
Perdiste a mucha gente cercana.
It's time for Alejandra to love
Es hora
Alejandra
de que Alejandra ame a Alejandra.
and stop begging for it
Y deje
outside.
de mendigarlo afuera.
And I think that's what you're starting to
Y me
see.
parece que es lo que estás empezando a ver.
Your energy's starting to
Tu
change.
energía está empezando a cambiar.
And you're not used to it.
Y no estás acostumbrada a eso.
You're always out here.
Porque siempre estás acá.
And now you're saying,
Y
oh,
ahora sí
I
estás
can't
viendo,
avoid this for much
no puedo
longer.
evitar todo esto por mucho más tiempo.
Is this like that?
Es así.
Good. Well, this is a great moment.
Es un gran momento.
But don't just put a band-aid on.
Pero no le pongas una curita
And
nomás
go home.
y te vas para casa.
You have to continue.
Hay que
Now,
continuar ahora.
you know, you've been doing
Has
this
estado haciendo esto
for 20 years.
durante 20 años.
And it's time to jump.
Y es hora de dar el salto.
And it will be quick.
Y va a ser rápido,
Because you're
va a
very
ser-
sensitive.
Porque eres súper sensible,
You're very emotional.
súper emocional,
You're naturally very spiritual.
naturalmente muy
You had parents that
espiritual.
were very
Tus
spiritual.
padres siempre han sido muy espirituales.
Like you have everything in your favor.
Tienes todo a favor.
Like your breeding's very good for this.
Como que tu crianza ha sido muy buena para esto.
But you need to do it now.
Pero ahora lo tienes que hacer tú.
Instead of playing on the
En vez de
surface.
estar jugando en la superficie de las cosas.
Hmm? Good. And I mean it this time.
Pero de verdad, esta vez.
Two things. First, I want to give thanks because I can see more and more all your work, how much you do, who you are, what you are giving. I was like, really, what you do is impressive. And I love you and I admire you more and more and more and more.
Y bueno, en especial en estas 6 semanas me sentí muy diferente, como muy anclado, muy enfocado, pero de manera muy natural, como muy bien. Y la pregunta que te quiero hacer es justo eso, como de mantener mi foco, o sea, ¿qué pasos muy prácticos puedo tener para mantener el foco? Porque una de mis tendencias es que afuera, desde el trabajo o lo que sea, como que ya pierdo un poco mi foco, o hábitos, o diferentes cosas que como que me desenfoco de estar solo ahí alimentando esto, que en realidad es lo que más me importa.
You need to write a schedule
Necesitas como hacerte una agenda, ¿no? Del día.
and commit to do
Y
things.
comprometerte a hacer determinadas cosas.
Things that are good for you.
Cosas que son buenas para ti.
And make sure you do them every
Y
day.
asegurarte que las cumples cada día.
Even when you don't want to.
Incluso aunque no lo quieras.
When you really have resistance.
Cuando realmente tenés resistencia.
Have this
A
base
tener esta base
of things I do every
de
day.
cosas que hago cada día.
I unify yes or
Unifico
yes,
sí o sí.
1 hour.
Una hora.
I unify with my eyes open.
Unifico con ojos abiertos.
I exercise.
Ejercito.
I watch what I'm eating.
Miro, observo lo que como.
You know, I'm not saying you have to become a monk.
Yo no te estoy diciendo que tienes que ser un monje.
You know, obviously your work involves a lot of
Obviamente tu
socializing.
trabajo involucra mucha socialización.
That's in your hands.
Y eso está en tus propias manos.
But you can have
Pero puedes tener
things that you commit to
cosas a las que te comprometes
that sustain that.
que van sosteniendo eso.
Okay? You have to find equilibrium
Tienes que encontrar el equilibrio
between the two things.
entre ambas cosas.
Because here you do nothing.
Porque aquí no haces nada.
You sustain, you unify, you eat well, you're not drinking, you're not consuming, you're doing everything perfectly. And you feel great, no? You go to the gym, you're lifting your weights, pa 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 pa. You're very anchored in yourself, and you feel good. And then you go out, and you start like that, and then, okay? Don't allow that. Really commit to it. Make it a habit. So if you don't, you feel bad. Like it has to be an absolute yes. And you'll find that with that behavior, everything that you might perceive as a bit negative, it will start to diminish as well. But in a natural way. A natural way. Because you'll start to enjoy this more. When you have the comparison, as you're maturing, you start to appreciate this more. So it's about balance.
I'm not sure how I'm going to pay, but I'm going to do the 6 months. But for example, I don't have that security, but I want my focus to be there. And many times happened to me that I want to focus in certain things and I cannot do it without my energy going towards that or without putting expectations. So my question is, how can I be focused, but without having all the projection there and be thinking how it's going to be or feeling bad if it doesn't happen?
Well, firstly, it's going to happen. So focus on that. And just be present. Move into action. But don't be having an idea how that's going to look. Just be open to everything. Yeah, and this is the big thing with the 6 months. It's not that everyone just gets their credit card and says pay. Sometimes the biggest process is getting there and breaking through limitations to create the money. And that's a great thing. But just be open to all opportunities and allow it to come. Yeah, but stop stressing. You're doing this, you go, like, you know, it's not a race. And it doesn't start till the 1st of June. So you've got time. The clock's ticking. You'll be fine. I'll see you there. Yeah.